Okay, so on this problem, we are factoring this. And so the first step, is you ask, is there anything in common? Anything in common? And what I mean is, there a number they're all divisible by? And in this case, can you see it's 5? If you divide by 5, you get, I think, what, 15? Yeah, and then divide by 5, you get 7, and divide by 5, you get 4. So you put the GCF in the front, and you put the one big parenthesis. So I'm going to put the 5 in the front, and they don't all have an X. This says X squared, regular X. There's no X. This 20 doesn't have an X at all, so they don't have X in front. And then you put in the parentheses, whatever works. So 5 times what will go back to 75x squared. Well, we already divided and we get the 15x squared. And then 5 times what? Well, we already got it 7x. And then 5 times what? Minus 4. We'll go back to minus 20. See how that's right? If this 5 went boom, 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 and multiplied those 3, they would go back to 75x squared, 35x, and minus 20. Okay, now, second step. We got to do the multiply and multiply. And you leave the 5 in the front. So that 5 that's in the front, he just stays in the front. Now we do the 2 parentheses. And we say, okay, so what multiplies to be 15, adds to be 7, multiplies to be the minus 4. So to figure that out, so what times what's 15? What multiplies to 15? Well, 5x and 3x, right? 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, what multiplies to be 4? Well, we could do 2 and 2 or 4 and 1. How do we know which one it is? Well, it really could go either way. Let me see. What's it gonna be? So if we did, we could just try them both. In fact, let me shrink this down so we have room to try them both. So if we put the 5 in the front, with the 2 parentheses again, 5x, 3x, and then we go over here and do the same thing. 5 in the front, 5x, 3x, okay? And now the numbers in the back, what multiplies to be 4? Well, could be 2 and 2. Right? Or it could be, oh wait, there's 3 possibilities, aren't there? I'm running out of space here. Yeah, this is tricky. There's 3 possibilities. It could be 4 and 1. So say 4. Or down here, it could be a third. You might wonder, what else is there? Well, the order could be switched. So 5x, 3x in the front, and then it could be 1, 4 instead of 4, 1. Now, see that with the 2 and the 2, it didn't matter, right? They're the same number. So switching their order obviously doesn't matter. But with 4 and 1, 1 and 4, it's different because the 4 is with the 5 and the 1 with the 3, or the 1 with the 5 and the 4 with the 3. That's different. So how do we know which of these is right? We just have to check them all. I know it's painful, but we have to. So we have to check one by one. So here we go. First to both. What's that going to be? 15x. No pluses or minuses yet. We'll do that later. We have enough to worry about without bringing that into play. Also 10x and then 6x and 4. So now, of course, you know, the 15x squared makes 15, the 4 makes 4. But how about the middle? That's always the tricky part. Is the middle correct or not? So these middle two, can a 10x and a 6x somehow make 7 in the middle, right? The 2 middle numbers need to make the middle. No way. 10 and 6, if you add them, it's 16. If you subtract them, it's 4. No way to make the middle plus 7x. So forget about it. All right, let's try this one. Let's check this one. So first to both, 15x squared, 5x, right? 5x times 1, and then second to both, 12x, and 4. Now, is this going to work? Again, the key question is, can the two middle numbers somehow make the middle? Oh, yeah, they can, right? There it is. Sign in the middle always goes on the bigger number. Remember that? Sign in the middle goes to the bigger number. So that plus in the middle goes on the 12 because he's bigger than the 5. Now, what's the other one going to be? Well, it's got to be minus, because 12 minus 5 makes 7. See that? Okay, so right. So again, one more time on that. The sign in the middle goes to the bigger. Just automatically, don't even think about it. Sign in the middle, right to the bigger. And then the other one, the smaller number, bigger number, and I should say the bigger middle number, bigger number in the middle. And then the smaller number in the middle, that can be plus or minus, depending on what you need to make in the middle. You need to make plus 7. So 12 minus 5 is plus 7. Now, how do the signs go back to the original? They crisscross. So let me write that. Then crisscross. We crisscross the signs. Then crisscross the signs back to the parentheses, meaning this minus sign will go there and this plus sign will go there. You always crisscross the signs back to the parentheses. And that's correct now, because plus 4 times minus 1 does make minus 4. So that's our answer. Hey, by the way, let's show that the other one would not have worked. If you tried this, if you checked this other one down here, right, the 5 to both, 15x squared, 20x, right, 5 times 4, and then 1 to both, 3x and 4. See how the middle two, they cannot make plus 7x in the middle. Remember the two middle numbers, 20x and 3x, no way they're going to make 7. They can make 17, but not 7, right? Middle, so that's why that's not the right answer. So the right answer was this one. So again, we had to check them all. Let's run through this one more time. So to factor, this is a hard one. To factor this one, the first step is take out anything that's in common. What was in common? Well, they were all divisible by 5. I divided them all by 5. And then I put that 5 in the front, one big parenthesis, and I put inside what was left over so that it would multiply to go back. And then what was in the parentheses, the x squared x no x, we do multiply, add, multiply for x squared x no x. I did front times front to make front, and last times last to make 4, but there were some options there. It could be 2 times 2 to make 4, it could be 4 times 1, or 1 times 4, different order, would change things. And I checked them all by first to both, second to both, check, check, check. And specifically, I needed to check the two middle numbers to see if they could go back and make the middle by adding or subtracting. 10 and 6, no way they can make 7. Over here, 20 and 3, no way they can make 7. But here, 5 and 12, they could make 7. How do you do the signs? Sign in the middle. So once we know we can do it, then we find the sign. Sign in the middle goes in the bigger. And then the other one had to be negative because plus 12 minus 5 is plus 7 in the middle. Then you crisscross the signs back to the parentheses. And there's our answer. So when all is said and all has been done now, the answer to this question, we put it in a nice big box here, is that right there. There's the answer. 5 times 5x plus 4 times 3x minus 1. There's the factorization.